no. I was so excited as well. Well, hello people of the internet, my name is Kevin and welcome back to another video. Okay guys, so for today's video, I'm finally getting to Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, the sequel and conclusion. Or is it actually? I'm not sure actually if this is the conclusion now, because I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere that Leigh Bardugo is actually expanding to this series. So maybe this is not the final book in the duology, because I think it's expanding. Correct me if I'm wrong. But as you guys know, in December I read Six of Crows for the first time. I vlogged my reaction and shared all my thoughts and opinions. And now I'm finally reading Crooked Kingdom. I'm so sorry for the wait. I was kind of just in a really bad reading slump and like vlogging slump. I just wasn't motivated. And I kind of took January off because I was hoping to read this in January. That didn't happen, so I do apologize. But I'm reading it now and I'm very excited to finally dive in. I've heard I'm going to cry, so I am not looking forward to that because we don't like to cry during books. Well, actually we do, because sometimes when I read a book, like I love when it makes me cry because, you know, it makes you feel something and I love that. You know, that's how you know it's a good book. But like at the same time, I love these characters so much that I don't want to cry because I'm assuming when everyone says I'm gonna cry, it's because someone dies. So not looking forward to that. But anyways, if you have not seen my first video where I read Six of Crows for the first time, I will link it down below in the description. I'll also link it up here if you'd like to go check that one out first before you watch this video. And also, if you do not want to be spoiled for this book, then do not continue watching because I'm going to share all of my thoughts, all of my reactions, all of my opinions. It's going to be spoiler filled, so if you don't want to know anything about the book and you don't want to be spoiled, then do not continue watching. Also, before I dive in and start reading, I do want to talk about really quickly the Shadow and Bone TV show, because since filming my Six of Crows video, we kind of got like a teaser. We've also recently gotten still shots from the show, like scenes, and you see like Inej and stuff like that, and I'm here for it and I'm really excited for the show. And I don't know what way they're going to go about it, because I know they're combining the Shadow and Bone like Grisha trilogy with the Six of Crows duology, and they're combining the two. And so I'm hoping that they go for the Six of Crows storyline more than they do Shadow and Bone. But anyways, I just wanted to talk about that really quickly. But anyways, without further ado, let's go and start Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I really don't want to cry. Okay guys, so I'm about to actually start reading, and I forgot to mention why I think people say this is gonna make me cry, because I think, based on what happened in Six of Crows, that Nina is going to die. I think that's what's sad, that's what's gonna happen, because we all know from Six of Crows, Nina ended up taking the drug to help save everyone, get away from those enemy guys, and we all know the lasting effects the drug has on them. So I'm really scared for Nina, and I think that's what everyone says is really sad, because I know a character has to die. There's no other reason I would be so upset other than that reason. Like, it has to be that. And I'm just assuming it's Nina, and I'm not ready for that because Nina's one of my favorite characters. But like I also said in my Six of Crow vlogs, I don't think I actually have a favorite character in this series because I just love them all so much. Like, they're literally my favorites, and I don't want anything bad to happen to any of them, but I'm assuming something happens, and especially to Nina. Anyways, I'm gonna go start. Okay, so I've just read chapter 1, I'm up to page 12, and we basically just got like a introduction prologue kind of thing where we met this character named Emil Redvenko, and he is a squaller, which means he's able to control the air or like the wind. And he was basically going onto this boat to go to like some councilman's estate or something, and he's like in this room talking to some guy, and then a shoe woman comes in and she gets shot, but she doesn't die. She literally gets straight back up, and he ends up like using his ability against her and stuff, and he manages to like blow her away like out the door. But then behind him, the back of the boat that he's on just explodes, and then he gets taken and he's like flying up in the air, and we don't know what took him. And then Emil looks up himself to see what has him, and it's another shoe person who has wings. So I'm like, is this an angel or a devil? And he literally said that. He's like, is this an angel or a demon? And I'm like, I want to know this too, Emil. I'm confused because I did not know these existed in this world. But apparently it does, and now I'm confused. I don't know what's happening. I don't know who that character is. I'm not sure if it's important. Because Six of Crows, we got a chapter from someone at the very beginning that never came up in the rest of the book. Like, he was quite irrelevant. So I'm like, is that what that just was? Like, is he that relevant? Who knows? We'll be finding out, but I'm assuming he was important because he got taken by an angel or a demon. Or maybe it was meant to signify a crow. I don't think so. It was definitely like just something that has wings. But anyways, I'm gonna keep going. And chapter 2 is Wyland's chapter. Let's not forget, I am a Wyland and Jasper simp. I love them. I am here for that. They're so cute and adorable. Here for it. Here for it. Because once again, did not realize this series was gay and it makes me so happy. So I'm excited to see them again and see them flourish. We love to see it. Okay guys, so I've just finished the second chapter. I'm up to chapter 3 and page 33. And I need to talk about it already because I just love these characters so much. So basically we found out that their whole plan right now is because at the end of the last book, we all know Inej got taken by Van Eyck. And they had like 7 days to like give him the drug, like how to make the drug. And if they didn't, he would start torturing Inej. So they have been trying to figure out where she's being kept so that they can try rescue her. And they came up with this idea that there's this guy named Smeet, which is this guy that lives in Ketterdam. And they needed to break into his house and look through his files that were on Van Eyck and to try find out all of these different properties that Van Eyck owns so that they can like check those locations and rescue Inej because they're assuming he's at one of those properties that he owns. So the way they're doing that is Smeet is currently gambling at this like gamble place with Jesper, and Nina is like flirting with him to distract him, while Matthias, Kaz and Wyland have left and gone to Smeet's house and broken in. Matthias is outside keeping guard while Wyland and Kaz go inside, and they find that there's like all these guard dogs there, so they blow a whistle and make the dogs like lie down and go to sleep kind of thing. And then they look through all the files and they figure out where Inej possibly could be. I don't think it's confirmed that she's there, but they have a good idea. So they're about to leave the house because they've got the information that they needed. And when they're doing that, they turn around and Smeet's young daughter is there on the stairs. She's like a 5-year-old and she sees Kaz and Wyland. And Kaz pretends to be a monster and he's like, you better go back to sleep or else. And you cannot say a single word to your father. And I have to read out to you what he says because it was brutal, but it's also the reason why I love Kaz so much. So basically the young girl is like thinking Kaz is a monster and she's like, oh my god, are you gonna eat me? Because that's what my dad always says, if I don't go to bed, a monster is gonna come and eat me. And then Kaz says, they do, but I won't, not tonight, if you do 2 things for me. First, you must crawl into bed, and second, you must never tell anyone you've seen us, especially your da. He leaned forward and gave Hannah's braid a playful tug. Because if you do, I'll slit your mother's throat and then your father's, and then I'll cut out the hearts of all of these sweet slobbering hounds. I shall save Duke Silverhaunch for last so that you will know it's all your fault. The little girl's face was white as the lace on the neck of her nightgown, her eyes wide and bright as new moons. Do you understand? She nodded frantically, chin wobbling. Now, no tears. Monsters see tears and it only whets their appetite. Okay, so he says that and then Wyland kind of is just like, was that necessary? So he literally says, how could you say something like that to her? She's just a child. We were all children once. But it was that or snap her neck and make it look like she fell down the stairs, Wyland. I think I showed remarkable restraint. Move. I love Kaz so much. He's so brutal. He just does not care. He's like, I am looking to save Inej. I do not care who I hurt. In the process, once I save her, imagine having someone love you that much. That's everything. That is goals right there. Okay guys, some more progress has been made and I'm up to page 50 now and I'm on chapter 4 and it's an Inej chapter, so finally get to see what's going on with her. Is she okay? I hope she is, but it's probably gonna be a sad chapter because she's probably gonna be starting to get tortured or something. I don't know if I'm ready for that, but anyways, we're gonna get an Inej chapter. And basically what just happened is they've finalized that tomorrow Kaz and all of the rest of the crew are going to go to where they think Inej is. We also found out that Kuwei, which is the person that they busted out of the jail in the first book, and like his dad made the drug, that guy, we found out that he thinks he's able to make an antidote to the drug. Like if you've taken the drug, you take the antidote and then it will resolve all of your issues. Meaning if that becomes a thing, Nina could be saved. We would love that. I would very much enjoy that and wish that that happens. But I don't know if it will. We'll have to wait and see. And then also at the very end of the last chapter, we found out that there's a lot of men from all of the different parts in this world, from Ravka, Fjerda and all those different places, have all come to Ketterdam because they're all hunting for this guy. And we found out that there's also someone else kicking up a fuss because he claims that he is Jesper's dad. Now that's tea. That is tea. We have to wait and see what that's going to be all about. Okay guys, so it's actually the next day and I did end up reading some more last night. Not too much. I finished part 1 and I'm on part 2 now and I'm on chapter 6, page 82. And basically what happened is we got 2 chapters since I last spoke to you. We got one from Inej and then we got one from Jesper. And in Inej's chapter, we found out that she's like tied up somewhere. And there is a moment where she nearly gets her legs broken as a punishment for like cutting herself loose and stuff, and I was so stressed reading that. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. But luckily it didn't happen. And then we moved on to part 2 and we got a chapter from Jesper where he has now gone to meet his father at this university and stuff. And when he was there, they just start getting shot at from nowhere. Like they're in the university and they just start getting shot at and there's like a bomb or something and they hid in a fountain. I honestly was reading it and I had no idea what was going on. I felt like that moment when like you're just surrounded by chaos and you have literally no idea what's happening. That's how I felt reading that chapter. I was literally reading it like, why are they being shot at right now? I'm very confused. But then I realized it's because Wylan is still disguised as Kuwei and all of these other people are after him. So maybe that's why they were shooting, because they thought that was the real Kuwei. I'm assuming, maybe, I don't know. And that's where the chapter ended, and basically, I really don't know what just happened. I really don't. Okay guys, so I have made more progress. I'm now up to page 105, and I'm on, oh, what chapter? Chapter 8, which is the Matthias chapter. And basically what just happened is we thought that they were going to break Inej out and like rescue her, and we find out that Kaz was coming to rescue Inej, but he ended up killing a guard and like tying a load of them up. But he also stole Van Eck's wife, who is pregnant with his heir. I can't remember what it's an heir to. Just like maybe his estate or property or something. And we already know that he disowned Wylan as his son back in the first book. So this new baby that's in his wife is like his new heir. And Kaz took his wife as hostage so that now he has some leverage over Van Eck. And he left a note that basically said, meet me at this place at 12 o'clock tomorrow and bring Inej and like we'll make a trade. So I just love that Kaz did that, and like instead of just going for the obvious thing and rescuing Inej, he took someone else to like do a trade with so that Inej gets back for them safely. Kaz always just thinks of the most amazing things. Like Kaz literally, you think you know what Kaz is gonna do and then you don't. Like he always does what you're not expecting, and that's why I love his character so freaking much. He's just such a badass character. Like I understand all of the hype around him now. Like he deserves this. Kaz is everything. Okay everyone, it's time for a reading update. It's also the next day and I am so stressed and I'm literally panicking reading this because I'm like, oh my god, someone's gonna die, someone's gonna die. Like, please be okay, please be okay, please be okay. I do not need this stress of these characters right now. Like, stop getting into bad situations and just be okay. Just something bad is gonna happen, I just know it. I'm up to page 147 now and I'm up to part 3 of the book. They've just rescued Inej. They have her back in the group and everything. Kaz has her. Great day, we love that she's back together with the group. However, when they like did the exchange with Van Eck's wife and Inej and they got each other back, the buildings just started to explode and the wingman that was in the prologue showed up, and there's more than one of them. So now there's people just flying around the place with these wings, and they have like metal under their skin, so if you shoot them they won't die because they've got metal under their skin. So like they're robots that can fly. What is going on here? And like they're hunting down the Grisha, so like they're after Nina and Jesper in particular because obviously both of them are Grisha. And Nina was almost taken like 2 seconds ago. They were like running away from a bomb that went off and they were like trying to get away. And then the bird thing that has wings came after them and like trapped Nina in this net. And then Nina was like tangled up in the net and she managed to then shoot him, or was it Jesper? It was either Jesper or Nina shot the person in the head, and then it actually did kill them because the metal clearly isn't underneath their head. It's under the rest of their body, but it's not underneath their heads, and they managed to escape. But I am just so stressed. Like, it was happening, I was like, oh my god, Nina's gonna get taken, Nina's gonna get taken, bye, she's gone, this is it, this is the end, and now she's fine. I'm just going to be stressed the entire time I read this book. Like, there's gonna be no part where I'm just gonna be like, everything's fine, I can be calm. No. I'm gonna be stressed. They have Inej back. All is okay in the world. Even though there's these robot winged people flying around in the sky now after Nina and Jesper. Besides from that, everything's going great. Okay guys, so it's later in the day obviously, and I'm now up to page 171 of Crooked Kingdom, and I have a lot to try to explain right now, and not entirely sure how I'm gonna go about explaining it, but a bish is gonna try. I basically just found out the plot of this book. So they got Inej back, like I've already said, and we also found out that those Grisha that have like wings and the metal underneath their skin, and Kuwei said that they're like a special army they're trying to make in Ravka or somewhere, and so we understand that a bit more. Or not Ravka, in the Shu Empire, I think. We all know that like literally everyone in this world is after this drug and how to find it and how to get it. So like Van Eck obviously wants Kuwait to make the drug. All of these other empires and all of these other countries all want the same thing, like they want the drug and how to use it and all that kind of stuff. So they're obviously all against Kaz and the dregs, like they're all against them. But we just found out what the dregs and Kaz and all the guys are gonna do to get the money that they were owed for their heist in the first book. So Kaz has come up with this idea where he has spent his money that he borrowed from Pekka Rollins at the end of the last book as well, and bought sugar. He bought sugar, or invested in sugar, and basically like in Ketterdam, like sugar is very important and stuff, and obviously it makes them a lot of money. And we've also found out that Van Eck has his own share in sugar, and so Kaz's idea is that Wylan has created this chemical called a weevil, which basically works as like a blight on sugar and like destroys it. So their plan is that they're going to go to a silo that Van Eck owns with his sugar inside of it. He has, I think, 4 silos or something with sugar in it. And they're planning on going to all of those silos, releasing the weevil chemical into it to destroy the sugar in those silos, to basically make Van Eck go bankrupt, basically, and like lose all of his reputation and lose all of his connections that he has with all of these people and lose the trust in the city. And then because all of that sugar is ruined, the only other sugar in the city belongs to Kaz, Inej, Nina, Matthias, Jesper and Wylan. Like the whole crew are the only other people in the city that own the sugar. So therefore, if Van Eck doesn't have his sugar, they're gonna come rich because they're the only ones with sugar. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because when I was reading it, I was like, why are they planning to ruin sugar? I was so confused, but then it kind of made sense, so I really hope that just made sense. Basically, all you need to know is they're planning on ruining sugar so that he goes broke and they make money. That's all you need to know. And because that's their plan and that's what they're gonna do, and it's like so dangerous and stuff like that, Nina said that she's not agreeing to it unless Kaz gets all of the Grisha out of Ketterdam and sets them somewhere safe, because they're not safe in Ketterdam with this whole drug happening. Kaz has agreed to it. He didn't want to, but Inej was like, I'm not doing it if you don't agree to Nina's terms. And because we all know Kaz is a simp for Inej, he agreed. And basically they're going to save all of the Grisha in Ketterdam. They're going to put them onto a boat and set them to Ravka, and Kuwait is going to join that boat and sail away with them as well. And so that's their plan, to get all of the Grisha onto this boat, sail them away, and in the same night they want to destroy the silo with all of the sugar. And also there's something else in Van Eck's safe in his house that they need to break out of the safe. I can't remember what it is, but it's something. And Wylan also once again has like thought of this like chemical that he can use to basically burn away the safe and like just bust it open. So they're gonna make that too. That was so complicated. I'm so sorry if you don't understand what I just said. It just has a lot to do with sugar. Hopefully if you've read the book, you have some idea as to what I'm talking about. If you haven't read the book, I very much apologize if that made absolutely no sense. I'm still trying to make it make sense in my own brain, so I tried my best. Okay guys, so I'm now at the page 185 and I just finished a Kaz chapter, and Kaz and Inej, I shipped them so much. Basically in this chapter we just got like Kaz and Inej being together and talking about stuff, and they went to Per Haskell and told them their plan, like to get all the money and all this kind of stuff. And then Kaz like asked Inej like, how are you, like did Van Eck hurt you and everything? And she told him that he was going to break her legs, and she was like, if he broke my legs, would you have come for me, Kaz? Because we all know you wouldn't have come for me. You would have just cut your loss and left me there, like you wouldn't have cared. And he says, I would come for you, he said, and when he saw the wary look she shot him, he said it again, I would come for you, and if I couldn't walk, I'd crawl to you, and no matter how broken we were, we'd fight our way out together, knives drawn, pistols blazing, because that's what we do. We never stop fighting. I'm gonna cry. Imagine loving someone that much. Like, he hasn't actually said it to her yet, but we all know. We all know. That's the kind of love I want in life. I want that. Okay everyone, so it's the next morning, and last night I got up to page 245 of the book. I'm basically about halfway through it, and so many things happened that we need to talk about. So basically we got a really long Wylan chapter, and it was with him and Jesper, and they went to some place for something because they were like looking for the things that he's going to use to build that chemical weapon to like dissolve the safe in Van Eck's house. And one of the things he said he needed was in a certain location, but the only reason he wanted to go there is because that's where he believed his mother was buried, and he just wanted to visit her grave. And so him and Jesper go there, and then we find out that his mother is still alive and she's in an institution that Van Eck put her in, and like they were like reunited, but because he's still like disguised as Kuwait, she didn't recognize him and all this kind of stuff, and it was just really sad and emotional. And like he played music to her, like because she loved music, and he just played the flute to her. My emotions, people. I was like, getting very upset reading it. And then also we found out a bit more of Wylan's backstory, and we found out that his dad Van Eck was planning on getting rid of Wylan and sending him away because Wylan couldn't read, so he was sending him away to some school. But we found out that when he was on the boat going to this school, he was not going there because his dad had hired 2 people that were on the boat to kill Wylan. So it made it look like that Van Eck had no children because he wanted his wife's new baby to be his heir to all of his estate and property. So he was planning on getting Wylan killed, and like it just made me so emotional, and I even loved Wylan more. Like I already loved him, but I love him even more now knowing so much of his backstory, and I just sympathize with him so much. And at the end of Wylan's chapter, we basically found out that he does not care about his dad anymore. Like he used to think, oh, maybe we shouldn't kill my dad because he is still my dad at the end of the day. But then he just realizes, like, you know what? My dad was planning to get me murdered. Like he hired people to murder me on a boat on my way to college, and he has put my mother into an institution when she's perfectly fine. So he was like, that's sus. I'm voting my dad as the imposter. He has been ejected. And then we have Nina and Matthias, because their whole mission is that they're looking for the Grisha in Ketterdam to set out on the boat and get them to Ravka. And they ended up finding them, but the people they ended up finding was actually Zoya, which was one of Nina's friends in Ravka. I believe she's like a high general in the Ravkan army or something, and they reunited and stuff like that. I didn't really know who Zoya was, I'm not gonna lie. I had no idea who she was. I'm pretty sure Zoya was mentioned in the first book, but I really didn't remember who they were. Like I was just like, okay, hi Zoya, don't remember who you are, but hi. And Zoya was like a bit skeptical because Nina had Matthias with her, and obviously Matthias is like a Fjerdan soldier, which is their enemy. So she was like, Nina, why are you friends with the enemy? I don't get it. But then Nina like convinced her like what was happening and told her about like how they're getting the Grisha out of the city and all that kind of stuff. And Zoya's like now all into it and she's down for it. Anyways, during all of that, Matthias and Nina are like outside of a room while Zoya and all of her friends are like talking about what they should do. And Nina and Matthias kiss each other and it was so cute. Like, you already know from when I read the first book, I shipped them so much. And when they had their kiss and everything, I was just like, yes, OTP, we stan, love this, like this is everything. And another thing, we found out that Nina is bisexual, question mark? Because Matthias said at one point like, oh, you would flirt with any of the men in Ketterdam or something. And she was like, and the women. We love a bisexual icon, an absolute queen. We freaking stan. As if I couldn't like Nina even more. Now I just love her. Like she, oh, amazing. I also think Jesper's bisexual. We love the bisexual rep. Like, here for this. I'm absolutely here for this. Okay, everyone, welcome back to Kevin screaming over Wyland and Jesper and how much he stans them. We're back. They're talking about how the majority of them think they should just all go to Ravka. And Wyland said he doesn't want to. Kaz says he doesn't want to either. And Jesper says he wants to go back to his country, Novia Zem. And basically this is what's said between Wyland and Jesper. Sure, said Wyland, but Jesper could see the disappointment in his face. I suppose you've got your future all figured out. No, I just know I'm going to get my mother out of that place and try to build some kind of life for us. Wyland nodded to the posters on the wall. Is this really what you want? To be a criminal? To keep bouncing from the next score to the next fight to the next near miss? Honestly, Jesper knew Wyland probably wasn't going to like what he said next. It's time, Kaz said from the doorway. Yes, this is what I want, said Jesper. Wyland looped his satchel over his shoulder and without thinking, Jesper reached out and untwisted the strap. He didn't let go. But it's not all that I want. I love them. I love them so much. I love them so freaking much. Literally, like, that just made my heart. Like, the way he was just like, yeah, you know what? I do want to still be a criminal, but I also want you, Wyland. I can't cope with the cuteness. I literally can't. And also, I forgot to mention that all of the gang, apart from Nina, have a bounty on them right now. Like, there's literally wanted signs up all over the place with each of the members, apart from Nina. And then by the end of the chapter, they're all in this tomb where they've like been hanging out as their little hideout. And basically like a window gets smashed in or something because there's a mob of people coming for them. So they're coming to get that bounty, clearly. I am so stressed right now. So I just made it up to page 304 of the book and basically everything's going wrong right now and I am just terrified for someone because I know someone's gonna die. I just feel it, I know it. But anyways, they've all kind of like split up. So as I already said, Matthias, Jesper and Kuwait are still in their hideout in the graveyard and they just got attacked by people and we found out that they're people that were sent by Pekka Rollins because Pekka Rollins is now working with Van Eck, so love that. Kaz literally should have just killed him when he had the chance in Six of Crows, but no, now look what's happening. Anyways, and then Inej and Nina went to the silos to start doing the thing with the sugar and like destroying all the sugar. And Inej did one of the silos, like she got one done, and she was on the second one when she was attacked by someone. And we find out that it's actually an assassin that was sent by Pekka Rollins once again to kill Nina, and so I'm fearing for my life with her. And then Kaz and Wyland went to the safe because, as I said, they wanted to get something out of the safe. And when they're doing that in the safe, they get the seal and everything's great. And then they turn around and Pekka Rollins and all of his men are just standing there waiting to get Kaz and Wyland. And I'm stressed once again, but they've managed to get away. And now him and Wyland are gone running and I'm just so stressed. Everything is going wrong for everyone and I'm just scared. Someone's going to die. I can't handle this. I can't. I literally can't. Why is everything going wrong? Why did they all split up? I'm fine. I'm fine. Okay guys, so I'm now up to page 337 and I've just started part 5 and where the last 2 chapters just ended up, we had a Nina and a Wyland chapter. And basically the gang's all back together and there's basically just this big mob of people after them and everything, and they're like, what do we do? And then Kaz decided that he was going to give himself up and let the others all flee and save themselves. And then they're all like, shut up, we're not doing that. And then him and Jesper had a fight. At the end of the chapter, Kaz has decided that he's going to do an auction on Kuwait, I think. I'm not really too sure what their plan is. So that's happening. And also Wylan was like talking about how like these are his first friends that he's ever had and the first family that's finally accepted him. And the whole found family aspect of this series is one of my favorite things about it. And like the way they all say they want to go their separate ways, but you can just tell they love being together and like they just bond and they're a family, and it just warms my heart. And then also finally, another thing that I haven't really spoken about in the vlog that has been happening, but I didn't know what it was about, so I didn't want to say it anything. But we found out that Nina has kind of gone over like the addiction for Jurda Parem, but somehow ever since she took the Jurda Parem, now she's able to like do other things, and we found out she can raise the dead. Nina is so iconic, honestly. Bisexual queen, and she's able to raise the dead, so she's also the queen of the underworld. We have absolutely no choice but to stand harder than we've ever done before. Guys. Jesper and Wylan have just kissed. It's just happened, oh my god. I'm so happy right now. I'm literally so happy.
A few moments later.
So it wasn't Wylan that he just kissed. He kissed Kuwait. Oh no. I was so excited as well. Okay, so I'm up to page 397 now, and basically I don't fully understand the plan. This is kind of the thing with Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. Their plans sometimes doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Like I can never understand what the plan is. All I know is that they're planning on selling Kuwait at an auction in the hopes that Ravkan people buy him so that he can be transported to Ravka safely like he wants. And also, most importantly, Wylan has finally been changed back to his normal self, and him and Jesper kissed officially, and I'm here for it. I love it, and it's not Jesper kissing Kuwait, it's actually Jesper kissing Wylan. We're here for it. Happy days. Abish is thriving. But then, am I actually thriving? Because I am very close to the end now, and I'm very, very scared for what's to come, because I have kept saying it, I know someone's gonna die. I just know it. I have no idea who's gonna go, but I know someone is, because there's no other reason why this would be that sad. Like someone is gone. Someone is gonna go. And a part of my soul will go too. Okay everyone, so I'm now up to page 443 and I'm on to the final part of the book. I literally have barely anything left and everyone's still okay. And I still don't really understand what the plan is. So we love me being confused. But basically they started doing the auction that they were planning on doing for Kuwait, and he was getting bid for quite a lot of money. And we also found out that one of the people that was a Grisha, that was like with Zoya and everything, was actually the king of Ravka, Nikolai. And then basically the Council of the Tides just show up, and like just big whoosh of water and everything comes through the building. And the Council of Tides are basically this Grisha, I believe, that obviously can control water and stuff. And they just showed up and they said that the auction is a sham and like it's not real, it's fake. And while this is happening, Inej is watching from like a high point, like spying and everything that's happening. And her assassin just showed up. So now I'm like, oh my god, Inej is gonna die from her assassin. I'm so scared right now. Literally so scared about what's gonna happen. I'm not ready for my heart to break. I'm now up to page 488 and I'm not gonna lie, I'm still so confused as to what's happening in this whole finale. Like I really don't understand what the whole auction was, what they were doing, like how they were getting the money. I'm gonna have to reread like a summary or something after I finish it to understand what actually happened, because I'm still so confused. So I'll talk about the ending like when I'm doing my wrap up for the end of the vlog, so I can explain exactly what happened, because as of right now, as I've said, I'm still kind of confused, so there's no point in me trying to explain it because it's not going to make sense. But where I am right now, I think Matthias just got shot. I think he got shot. I'm gonna need to keep reading, but I think he just got shot.
A few moments later.
So Matthias just died. He got shot by one of the other Fjerdans who said that he was after committing treason, and he just shot him. And then he like stumbles to Nina and they like kiss and everything, and he's just like, I had to see you one last time. She promises him that she'll bury him back in his homeland and like take me home, and then he looks at her and he says, Nina, I already am home. My heart has literally just broken. I am not okay right now. Everything was so fine. Like, everyone was okay. Okay, everyone, so it's the next day and I have finished the book and I'm not as emotional as I just was, and I can finally formulate my thoughts on the book. So, basically what happened, I had to Google this, by the way, because I still did not understand the ending. I was very confused while reading it. Basically what happened is they had the auction for Kuwait. However, the Council of Tides that I told you broke in and like said, oh, this is fake, this is not a real auction. That wasn't the real Council of Tides. It was the Grisha, like Zoya and all of them, disguised as the Council of Tides. So it wasn't actually the real Council of Tides. And then the money was channeled to the Crow Club somehow. I don't understand fully how that happened either. And then Van Eck gets arrested because he basically conned everyone or something. I don't really know why he got arrested either. There's still so many parts I don't understand. So if you're able to like summarize the ending for me, please let me know down below in the comments, because I'm still so confused. That's all you need to know basically. They ended up getting money channeled to the Crow Clubs. Everyone got their money. The Council of Tides were not the actual Council of Tides. It was just the Grisha, like Zoya and all of them, disguised. And then they faked Kuwai's death just to make everyone in Ketterdam believe that he was dead, so people would stop hunting for him. But he didn't actually die, it was just they faked his death. So that all happened, everything's great, everything's fine, everyone leaves the building and they all go about their ways. Then that's when Matthias gets shot. He gets shot by a Fjerdan soldier that says he is a traitor because he has been working with the Grisha and working alongside them. So he got shot for being a traitor and he ended up dying. It was very an emotional scene, and that's why I was crying in the last clip. So that happened. Then because Van Eck got arrested, Wylan ended up inheriting all of his dad's estate and became rich basically. Then obviously Kaz got his money because, as I already said, money got channeled to the Crow Club and he's part of the Crow Club, so is Inej and all of them. And then in the end, Nina ends up leaving because she brings Matthias's body back to his homeland and wants to bury him there. Wylan is thriving in his new like mansion and everything. Jesper paid off the thing for his dad, but he's still like hanging around in Ketterdam. And then Kaz and Inej are there and everything, and Kaz ends up doing something very cute and sweet. He basically meets up with Inej and he points at a boat that he's after buying for her and calls it the Wraith because she's known as the Wraith, so she has her own boat now. And then like right beside it there's a boat docking, and her parents get off the boat, and Kaz found them because he asked Nikolai, who is the king of Bravka, to find her parents and send them, and she reunites with her parents, and it was so cute and adorable. And like the fact Kaz did it, and it was just so cute. I loved it so much. And then in the very final chapter, Pekka Rollins is like away from Ketterdam because Kaz threatened him, like said he was gonna hurt his son and all this kind of stuff. And Inej ends up showing up at Pekka Rollins and she makes a scar over his heart and says if he ever comes back to Ketterdam, she'll add more scars to it. So Pekka Rollins is never gonna come back, so that's great. Van Eck got arrested, all the bad guys are gone away, everyone got their money except for Matthias because obviously he died. I'm still very emotional about that. I'm so upset that he died. And yeah, that's basically where the book then ended. And so yeah, my overall thoughts for Crooked Kingdom is I liked it, didn't hate it, wasn't also obsessed with it either. I didn't like this as much as I loved Six of Crows, unfortunately. It pains me to say that because I loved Six of Crows so much, but I didn't like this one as much as it. I still liked it, but I just didn't like it as much as Six of Crows. And I think my rating is going to be a 3.5 out of 5 stars for this because, like I said, and like you saw, I was so confused about the ending. I did not understand what happened. I did not realize that it was the fake Council of the Tides that showed up at the auction. I did not register that at all. I don't understand how they got their money. I don't understand how Van Eck got arrested. Like, there's a lot of things I'm still so confused about. So for that reason, it really affected me because the ending was so disappointing to me, because it didn't come together the same way Six of Crows did for me. So that could just be a me problem and I'm just stupid and I didn't get it because it didn't click in my head. But yeah, I did really enjoy the book and I definitely would recommend this series, but I just didn't love this one as much as Six of Crows, unfortunately. So yeah, that is going to be it for this video. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought of Crooked Kingdom if you read it. What were your opinions on it? Did you like it more than Six of Crows? Did you also agree with me and found it a bit disappointing compared to Six of Crows? Just let me know down below in the comments. Also let me know if you're excited for the TV show, because I'm so excited for that. Yeah, other than that, that is going to be it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it and I shall see you all next time in my next one. So goodbye guys.